Hi everyone, coming to you once again because of questions, really good questions from the conducting videos that I've sent out about opera conducting, an introduction. This conducting question comes from someone in Chile who says, basically, how can I go from being a student to getting my first jobs as a conducting professional? And he said, I'll even do free assistantships with a conductor if they'll have me, but there are so few opportunities where I am and I don't know how to get my foot in the door. And basically, how do I go from 0 to 1? This is a great question. This is a very hard question. And of course, if there were a hard and true and tried answer, then someone would have answered it a long time ago. And I think the real answer is it's extremely difficult, and there is no easy solution. You have to create opportunities for yourself. In the beginning, you're not going to be paid necessarily, especially if you're not in the United States. In the United States, people have a tendency to pay people for their services, however small it is. I remember turning pages once shortly after I came back to the United States for a year to do my master's. And I was so surprised because at the end, I said, yes, I'll turn pages for your concert. I was at a local church and I got paid for that afterwards. And I was very surprised because in Europe, you just kind of help out your fellow musician. I wasn't expecting to get paid. Anyway, so in certain countries, you might not get paid for a while. And even in the United States, if you don't have the experience, how can you ask to get paid if you haven't done the job before? So, for me, it's normal that you would have your first experiences as internships or training periods with a conductor, and that might be unpaid. But what you get out of that is, of course, knowledge. You get mentorship, you get access and contacts, connections, networking, and then you start to become a better conductor because you have access to more opportunities to ask yourself questions, to watch what works, what doesn't work. All the experiences that you can get as young conductors are great, but it might not be paid. So I think that's the second part, is find a job that will pay your bills while you're learning and while you're not yet marketable as a young conductor. And I think there should be no shame in that. If you have a part-time job that pays those bills so that you can go and get your first assistantships even if they're not paid, I think that's great, and I think that's the way to go. The road is long, and there are sacrifices to be made. And if you need to learn the trade, then you have to learn it by presenting yourself without the prétence of getting paid. Then maybe a little bit later on you can do that. But I hope that's helpful. You're certainly not alone to ask these kinds of questions, so keep them coming. And thanks again for watching.